Hey Cowboys Nation, this week in Dallas is absolutely bonkers. First, Trevon Diggs straight up said he hates this zone defense Eberflus is forcing. Then boom, a rumor pops up about Tyler Boyd as a potential offensive boost. We've even got a trade suggestion to fill the massive void left by Parsons. And finally, Eberflus is facing the heat over a major issue. Seriously, hold on to your hats cause that last one is a heavyweight. Now, before we dive headfirst into all this madness, a quick one. Smash that subscribe button and hit the like button. 2. Trevon Diggs, our multi-million-dollar corner, made it crystal clear. He wants to go back to man-to-man coverage instead of this endless zone that Matt Eberflus keeps running. And look, that wasn't some subtle shade either. It was a straight-up, almost unfiltered answer. That tells you how much tension is building inside that locker room. Honestly guys, you can't ignore the numbers. We've already given up over 1,100 passing yards, the worst in the league. Even with Diggs and Darren Bland, two former All-Pros holding down the perimeter. And this is happening with a pass rush that's way below par. So yeah, it's not just the line. The coverage is blowing it too. And that's where the debate lands. Zone or man-to-man? Diggs said with man coverage. He feels more involved, glued to his receiver instead of having to cover a chunk of empty grass. It makes sense. Man coverage lets his natural talent shine. He's a proven playmaker in that style. But Eberflus came back with that comfortable jargon asking for patience. The problem is the patience of the fans and the players isn't endless. Now think about it. If the guy who should be the face of the defense with a huge contract and all the fan trust steps up and says he prefers a different philosophy, how is that not going to cause friction? Sure, Diggs said he wasn't pointing fingers, that it's about execution and adapting, but the message has been sent. The bottom line is this: defense won't be dominant again until it finds its identity. The Cowboys have always been known for aggressive defenses, not passive zone schemes. The question is, will Eberflus listen to the locker room or stick to his guns until the wheels fall off? Comment below if you agree with Diggs, and buckle up, because the next topic is heating up. An offensive boost rumor that could actually change the vibe in the locker room. Check out what started swirling around Dallas. Tyler Boyd might be on the Cowboys' radar. Yep, the same wide receiver who balled out for years in Cincinnati and played last season for the Titans. At 30, he's a free agent. And according to insiders, the front office is looking at whether it's worth bringing the dude in for an immediate boost to our offense. And it makes sense, right? Because without a 100% CD Lamb, remember, he's still dealing with that ankle sprain. Our passing game has lost its punch. Dak needs reliable targets. And right now, the rotation just feels shaky. Boyd, in this scenario, looks like a short-term fix. Someone who won't raise the unit ceiling, but guarantees stable production. To be straight with you, what I love most about Boyd is his consistency. The guy's put up solid receiving numbers the last few years and can play both the slot and outside, giving Brian Schottenheimer's scheme versatility. He's that kind of player who might not be flashy, but he solves an immediate hole. And let's be real, holes are not lacking in this wide receiver course. The sticking point, of course, is the money. The veteran has reportedly spooked other franchises with his salary demands. And everyone knows the Cowboys are tight on cap space after recent extensions like Tyler Smith's. Bringing Boyd in would demand a financial maneuver, maybe a contract restructure. The dilemma is whether the front office will actually risk it or pass, and trust homegrown solutions like Jalen Tolbert or even the rookies. And there's one detail you can't overlook. Boyd brings locker room leadership. He's been in high-pressure environments and could be a reference point for the young guys. That might sound minor, but in the NFL, when the season hits, the chaos of injuries and pressure, having a guy like that can be the difference between holding the group together or watching it unravel. Now, let's not over-romanticize the dude either. Boyd would be a depth signing, not the savior. He's not coming in to be WR1 or WR2, he'd be that reliable third option, giving Dak some peace of mind while Lamb gets back. And considering how brutal the league is with injuries, having an extra piece could save games. But deep down, it all depends on what he's asking for and how much Jerry Jones is willing to juggle the finances. Logic says, yes, it makes sense, but the financial reality might shut down the move. Comment below. Would you like to see Boyd rocking the star on his helmet? Hold tight because the next point is even more explosive. A trade suggestion to try and plug the hole left by Parsons. This one hurts to say, but it's the truth. Since Micah Parsons left, the Cowboys' pass rush is a shadow of what it once was. The defense simply doesn't get pressure anymore. And the numbers don't lie. Only 5 sacks in 4 games, 28th in the league in sack percentage. It's ugly. And then, this hot idea dropped. Trading for Bradley Chubb of the Miami Dolphins. According to the folks at Sports Illustrated, it would be a near-perfect move given the current situation. Dallas would send only a 5th-round pick and bring in a guy who is a top 5 draft pick, a 2-time Pro Bowler, and who still has plenty left in the tank. I'm not kidding you, fan. In 7 seasons, Chubb has racked up almost 40 sacks, and this season alone, he already has 3 in 4 games. Even with an injury history, he's showing he can still deliver impact. To be honest with you, this is the type of reinforcement that fits like a glove. The defense is suffering right now because there's no genuine threat on the edge. Without Parsons, opposing quarterbacks have all the time in the world. Chubb might not replace Micah's leadership or his insane talent, but he provides immediate relief. And let's face it, a fifth-round pick is not a heavy price for a guy of this caliber. Now, sure, there's the financial angle. His cap hit is $12.7 million, and the contract runs until 2027. It's not chump change, but it's not absurd either. For a franchise still dreaming of the playoffs, this could be the investment that keeps the fire lit. Another detail. The Dolphins have an excess of pass rushers, so a deal could definitely happen for the Cowboys. It's a rare chance to bring in someone with pedigree without burning first-round picks. That, by the way, was highlighted in the article. Dallas would still keep its 4 first-round picks over the next 2 years. Jerry Jones, who loves a blockbuster move, might just get excited about this. The fanbase is already split. Some think bringing in Chubb is betting on a glass cannon because of the injuries, but others see it as a last chance to save a collapsing defense. I'm in the middle. If you do nothing, the season goes down the drain. If you risk it, at least the team shows it genuinely wants to compete. Comment below if you'd be willing to give up that 5th rounder for Chubb, because hang on, the next one is even harder to swallow. Eberflus himself admitted what's killing this defense. And it's not just the scheme. If Diggs' problem with the system wasn't enough, now Matt Eberflus himself pointed out the flaw, tackling the notorious failure to finish plays. He admitted in a press conference that the team is failing miserably to stop opponents in the open field. And come on, you didn't need a stat sheet to see that. Every week we're handing out extra yards like candy to the rivals. Eberflus spelled it out. The cup tackling, the space tackling, has to get better. Basically, we're getting to the play, but we're not closing the deal. That, combined with the uninspiring zone system, is turning the defense into a sieve. The result, 3 straight games giving up over 30 points. That's way too much for any offense to carry on its back. To be honest with you guys, it's not a matter of individual talent. The defense has names. It has pedigree, but if you don't bring the guy down on first contact, it doesn't matter. You can have the prettiest scheme in the world, but if the basic execution fails, the rest crumbles. Now, check out the irony. Even with this deficiency, the Cowboys are 6th in the league in total tackles. That's 165 so far. So, the problem isn't quantity, it's quality. We're logging stats, but not stopping drives. It's the classic case of the deceptive number. It looks like the defense is present, but in reality, the scoreboard shows the opposite. Eberflus guaranteed that the coaching staff is training hard to fix it, but talk is cheap, right? The reality will be on the field, starting with this next game against the Jets at Met. Theoretically, it's a winnable matchup, but in this league, nothing is guaranteed. If the defense doesn't finally adjust, even an easy game turns into a nightmare. And nobody can take seeing this team cough up 30 points every Sunday anymore. What's most frustrating is the lack of identity. Before, even with mistakes, the Cowboys' defense was aggressive. It was intimidating. Now it looks lost without confidence. And when the coordinator publicly admits a problem this fundamental, it's a sign that the issue is serious. Fans are bringing this up, too. You can't have playoff ambitions if you can't bring down a running back or a receiver in the open field. Deep down, you get the feeling that this season has turned into a patience test. We know the offense can compete, but the defense needs to react now, because if it doesn't, all the effort goes down the drain. Look at the picture. Diggs demanding a change. The Boyd rumor on offense, a potential trade for Chubb, and Eberflus himself admitting basic flaws. All of it shows a Cowboys team at a boiling point. The team could either fall apart or it could react with force. For me, this is the most critical moment since Quinn left. Either America's team rediscovers its identity right now, or this season slips through our fingers. See you in the next video.